What's going on, everyone? Thanks for checking out this Fallout 76 video, and welcome to the official Cultist settlement within the game. This is going to be quite a lengthy video because I'm going to be showing off a lot of different Cultist themed bases within this settlement. If you find this enjoyable, consider leaving a like. The support is greatly appreciated, especially with how much time we invest doing this. But anyways, let's just go ahead and jump into this because I got a lot to cover within this settlement. Okay, so at the moment we don't have everyone that's involved in the Cultist settlement on, but as you can see we are set up in the forest region, and we also have another random one down here in the ash heap region, and that would be Sage's camp. But most of us are set up in the forest region. All of these builds that you're about to see are Cultist themed. Hopefully this helps inspire some of you with some ideas that you could add if you are interested in building some kind of Cultist themed base. The first one we'll be starting off with is Navy Billy's camp over here by the Point Pleasant area. The reason why I'm starting with his is because, well, he has to go here soon, so yeah, let's go ahead and head down there real quick. Now, I actually built this camp for him. He was just willing to move his camp over in the vicinity of the Cultist settlement to be a part of it, which was greatly appreciated. The reason why I chose this location is because of how eerie it already is around this vicinity. As you can see, we got some dead cultists here that you can loot. What the heck? Cultist corpse. As you can see, you can loot these. And this was already here. And the eerie vines going up, which I made this into a treehouse camp. You'll see. Once again, it's located right over here if you are interested in this area. It's very creepy. But yeah, there's a lot of dead cultist corpse around here. Seems like some kind of sacrifice was happening here to this thing. Each of these camps were a little showcased within the cinematic. You might have remembered this area in it. Yeah, it looks the best at night. All of these were already set up here. As you can see, if I go in build mode, I can't move these. So I didn't have to purchase these from the atomic shop. I just worked around them. Don't get me wrong, I have purchased these from the atomic shop, but all of these were already here, which is pretty creepy. But the candles were not already here. I did place these, and I did place the red light here to give it more of an eerie feeling. Anyways, let's go ahead and head upstairs now. Once again, I made this like a tree house. I like to make sure the structures are not floating, so I used these posts, which you can find these posts in the stairs category. You can have a short and a long post, and they connect nicely to make the building seem like it's being held up, at least, instead of it just floating. The structure is pretty big. But yeah, let's go ahead and head up into this treehouse. I love the illumination that these candles give off. Nice glow. Nothing too bright or overdoing it. I don't know how this flowed so well around this tree, but it did. It did. I just looked out, really. And inside here, it's just like a little closet area. Nothing too special. Mainly this base was made as a prop for our Cultist cinematic, which we spent a long time making that. A very long time. I live streamed it all too over on my Twitch. So yeah. This also was already up here. As you can see, I can't move it. It's not a part of the camp whatsoever. The candles are, but yeah, this candle isn't. Pretty cool. This was already up in the tree. Like I mentioned, this place is just really eerie over here. That's the reason why we decided to make a camp here. We turned it into a tree house. Like a area where the cult would gather at and do a bit of their worshiping. And this guy has a little bit of a background to him. This will be uploaded sometime further in the future. But basically, this is one of the main cult leaders who run the cultists. Anyways, this is the first camp. So the next base I will be showing you is Kane's base. This is the bloodbath. You guys might have remembered this in the cinematic. Yeah, this scene here was done at Kane's base. So the reason why we did it here is because, for one, it's in the forest region. We felt like the cultists belonged in the forest region. And for two, this area has water. And we wanted to make a bloodbath. So we used the water for inside. But yeah, let's go ahead and head on in. This would be like the dining area for the cultists. We'd like to use wood walls as well for the cultist settlement. We just felt like, you know, that flowed well with them. After all, you do see a lot of involvement of them in the forest region. So it would make sense for them to have like wood walls for their bases, like log cabins and whatnot. Once again, the cult leader. You'll be seeing this referenced in pretty much every base. This guy. The bald-headed, bearded fella. With the tux. But anyways, this is where the evil happens. The magic happens. This is the bloodbath. This took forever to get this scene for the cinematic. I don't know if any of you watched the live stream, but my gosh, so many retakes. If you want, you can follow my Twitch. I'll have a link down below in the description to it. We are going to be making a Raider cinematic in the future. We're already started on the Raider settlement. We're already making bases. We chose a really good area for the Raider settlement, but that's not what this is about. It's about the cultist settlement. For all you cultist fanatics out there. We're going to be making a settlement for each faction. That's our goal, before human NPCs come out. This is where the magic would happen, inside here. This is the bloodbath. But anyways, I like how Legion is dressed as a cultist member. That's cool while I'm doing the tour. But yeah, there's also an upstairs. Nothing too much up here. Got a jail cell. Or whoever's going to be next, pretty much. For the bloodbath. That looks really eerie with my Pip-Boy light off. Anyways, moving on to the next camp. It's starting to turn daylight. Daggone it. I wanted to preview all of these at night. Might have to wait for nighttime or hop servers. Alright, actually, instead of waiting for it to become nighttime, I'm going to go ahead and showcase another camp that I designed. Thankfully, Lucid Sage helped me by moving his camp over here. So, as you can see, it's located way down here in the middle of nowhere at the Ash Heap region. Basically, this would be like the cult leader's camp. And the reason why I chose this location is because, well, at this area, it's already cultist themed. So I decided to build the whole base around it. I like doing that with my camp designs. Building the base around something unique that you can't actually place in the game. So, yeah, as you can see, it's pretty massive. This is the hallway corridor that leads to the area. Basically like a huge worshiping, sacrificing area. This scene also took a very long time to put together. But yeah, this would be where the cultists gather at. And as you can see here, this would be where the cultists sacrifice at. There's actually a sacrifice already going on here. That's the reason why I chose this area. You can't actually place this in your camp unless you build around it. Little cultist dagger. Psycho here you could pick up. Skull on the ground. Really creepy area. And this was already in here, as you can see. I can't move this. These were already placed here. Seems like A lot of the cultist areas have these vines going on, which I believe these are from the interloper that is deep in the ground. I don't exactly know why these vines are incorporated with a lot of cultist themed areas that are around in Fallout 76, but yeah, they are typically around. Anyways, where the cult leader does his speeches at, these were placed, as you can see, but this one wasn't. This was already in this area, which, like I said, that's one of the main reasons why I decided to build around this location, is because of how creepy this area already was with cultist themed stuff. And the reason why this is up here backwards, because like when the cult leader is up here doing his speech, it looks really cool, like with the black smoke in the background. Also, if it was night over here, it would look even cooler with the red illumination going on up there, and the lava that's on the other side here gives off a nice lighting. Anyways, let's go ahead and give more a tour of the place. Basically, this was just a prop for the cinematic, honestly. There's not too much going on around this area. Like I mentioned, there's some lava over here that gives off a nice lighting too within the base. This is just a massive building down in there. Once again, this is just like a prop base for the cinematics that we were making. We spent a very long time putting all of that together. Sadly, it didn't get as much attention as I was hoping for with how much time we did spend on the scenes and how much people we did have to use for each scene. But at least it's out there for the community to enjoy. I'll have a link down below in the description, by the way, to that cinematic if any of you are interested in it. There will be another one made sometime in the future that will have voice acting as well in it, but I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be uploading that. So yeah, this is Lucid's base. He was nice enough to move his camp over in this vicinity so I could design around this area. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. Alright, so I waited for nighttime to show off the rest of the camps because I feel like that suits the theme a little more. This next one I'll be showing you is located right over here on the road in the forest region. The backstory to this camp is basically a church that seems regular when you first walk in. It seems like an area where people would come to worship. But secretly, the preacher is a big fraud and is preaching something he doesn't believe in. There's a sinister secret to this church, and the preacher would be up there on the second floor. This is another camp that I designed for a prop for a future cultist cinematic. I like how we got a bunch of players here sitting and gathering, kind of showing off the camp in a way. And actually that door that's underneath the staircase here leads to the sinister secret. But before I go ahead and show you that, let's go ahead and take a tour upstairs. As you can see, there's not much going on up here. It just leads to this balcony where the preacher would be doing his preaching at. So now let's go ahead and head on inside the sinister secret area, which, like I just mentioned before, was right underneath that staircase that we passed. The secret lies behind this door right here. It's a locked door, employees only. We come back here. We can find a display case with some super mutant body parts in it. Some really creepy junk to add into your display case. And if we turn around here, we can find another door that states once again, this is a restricted area, and it's also locked. But in here, as you can see, this is what the preacher would secretly be worshiping with his fellow cultist members back behind the church. Yeah, really eerie church. Anyways, that's about it for this camp. Let's go ahead and head on over to the next one. Okay, so for this next camp, this is the trap base camp for the settlement. This was another base that I designed. I designed most of these bases for this settlement. But yeah, as you can see, it's located right here on the map in the forest region. Can't wait to show you all my camp. I took forever designing that. Anyways, as you can see, outside of this base, it has like a warm welcoming to it. That's what it's supposed to be, anyways. I mean, yeah, there's a few eerie things here and there with these cultist statues. But other than that, it's pretty welcoming with this giant welcome home sign. Which, by the way, you can get most of this stuff that you're seeing have the Atomic Shop, in case you may be interested in any of these. Anyways, I've actually showed this trap base in action. If you want to check that out, I have a link down below in the description to that video of it in action. As you can see, when you first enter the building, there's just this giant arrow pointing down to the door with open above it. So this is supposed to be tricking the player into thinking that this is where the vending machines are located at. However, when you open this door, it's just a pit of death, as you can see. And the trapper who owns the base would activate these flamethrowers and everything down here. It's wired all the way down here, as you can see with the power conduits. You are trapped down here pretty much when you come down. I mean, there is a few things that you could do to survive, but for the most part, you're supposed to be trapped and dead. This is just an area where the cultists would gather up bodies or something horrific. I don't know. Use your imagination. But yeah, you can get out of here if you have marsupial. It's kind of tricky. I'm just going to fast travel out. Also, another way you could get out if you have a power armor with a jetpack on it. But it all depends if you fall in that pit with the power armor on or not. Anyways, carrying on with this base design. The trapper would be located up here. Don't know if you noticed this window when I first entered, but yeah, that's where the trapper would be pretty much spying on whoever enters. And over here is where we fixed up the trap base a little bit. This really didn't necessarily have to be added. We just decided to add it there. Little back area, lounge area, just for some filler details. And upstairs we got the vending machine, which is behind a locked door. It'd been funny if we placed the vending machine actually down in that pit. Like, I can actually see players still wanting to see what's inside the vending machine, even though they may be taking damage from the spiked boards. But yeah, this is where the trapper would flip the switch to activate the flamethrowers down there and whatnot. And also there's a board too that will push you down into the hole if you don't manage to fall. As you can see, that's also connected with this switch, but it's currently broken. Once again, I've already fully previewed this in a video. If you want to check it out, feel free to check in the description for that video. Okay, it sucks that it's daytime, but up next, before I go ahead and show my camp, this is another camp that I designed over here. This is the Real Nice Guys camp. Well, that Real Nice Guys camp. And yeah, this is the entrance to it. Heading on in. This is like another little worshiping area for this odd thing you could find in Fallout 76. It's very weird. I don't know if any of you have actually seen this, but I think it's involving aliens, because as you can see, we have this writing here. We also have like a toy alien that spawns here sometimes with offerings, like caps placed on this silver plate. Let me see if I can find the toy alien. Nope. The reason why it's floating, by the way, is because camp objects. That's the reason why we have the smoke coming through here, to hide that it's floating, to be real with y'all. Yeah, there's also another little drawing here. Not exactly sure what this is signifying, but I'm pretty sure it involves aliens. Anyways, this is what the cult is worshipping here. I didn't find the toy alien, unfortunately, though. Yeah, this is like the bedroom. Person can play the piano right there. The cult leader, of course. He's in most of the camps. And up here is a really interesting design, as you can see. A little area that you can look out on. This looks awesome when it's night out. Just another area where the cult would gather up at and worship. Anyways, let's head on up this side. So yeah, that's this camp. Let's move on to the last and final one to this settlement. Alright, so I saved mine for last. As you can see, mine is located right here, right by Vault 76. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So when we first come in here, there's really not much going on. Just a casual living area, dining area. Just some areas where people could sit at. Back here is a bedroom. Nothing too spectacular. But let's go ahead and make our way downstairs. This base was a big prop base for the settlement, for the cinematic. As you can see, when we go down here, this is a sacrificing area that I made surrounding this. And if you look closely at this, it gives off a wavy effect on the screen. Very eerie. Once again, like I mentioned before, I don't know why, a lot of the cultist themed places around in Fallout 76 involve these vines. You can also find a dead cultist corpse right here, down here. Ooh, a Protectron model. That's cool. And a lot of dead bodies. Something eerie was going on here. Some kind of sacrificing was happening. I managed to actually get the foundation to go right through this rock too, luckily. I got it low enough. This was a very, very tricky base to set up. I feel like it came together pretty nicely. And if we go back here, this is the jail cell where the cultists would keep the prisoners at. But yeah, that's about wrapping up this video, everyone. Hopefully you found this cultist settlement enjoyable, and something in here might have inspired some of you that enjoy making cultist themed bases. We did show off a lot of different bases in this. But yeah, I'm out of here, everybody. Thanks for taking the time watching and listening, and hopefully you found this enjoyable. If you did, consider leaving a like. Your guys' support is greatly appreciated, especially with how much time we do spend on this. I'm out of here, though. Thanks for taking the time watching and listening. Until next time, peace.